Hola compañeros, buenas tardes. Otra vez aquí, lo siento. I promise, or I hope to promise this should be my last day doing these video lessons. Just a real quick explanation. We're waiting on results from a COVID situation at my daycare, so I am not sick. But I have to be home because of the situation at my daycare. I'm hoping that this is my last day. Mucha suerte, Profe Brum, ¿verdad? Mucha suerte. Ojalá. Bien. Clase, yesterday we finished the 5 preguntas. ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo estás? ¿De dónde eres? ¿Cuántos años tienes y cuál es tu comida favorita? If you did not finish that EdPuzzle yesterday, or practice on the quizzes, or get all 5 of those questions in your cuaderno under Tarea Uno, then you should maybe start there today and then come back to this video once you have finished those tasks. So in your cuaderno right now, you should have Tarea Uno complete with the 5 questions. See? If you need to go back into yesterday's assignment in EdPuzzle and rewatch that and fill out your cuaderno, Tarea Uno, then maybe start with that. ¿Sí? Muy bien. La lección de hoy, today's lesson, we're going to be looking at saludos y despedidas. Hola. Adios. A saludo, a greeting, different ways of saying hello. Y despedidas, farewells, different ways of saying goodbye. See? And then we're going to be looking at a activity in EMC Passport today as well. See? Excelente. Así que let us look at a list here. Saludos, greetings, different ways of saying hello. Y despedidas, farewells, different ways of saying goodbye. So what we're going to do here is we are going to begin with a list, and I'm just going to see where you would put these. Where does your instinct tell you? Some of these are, level 1 Dora, really basic ones. Other not so much. So I might throw in a few EdPuzzle questions for you as we get started. I think the most obvious one, hola. Would you put that under saludo, a greeting, a way of saying hello? Or would you put hola as a despedida, a farewell, a way of saying goodbye? ¿Qué dice Dora? Cuando Dora dice hola, she's saying hello or goodbye? Bien. Hopefully you would put hola as a saludo, a greeting. ¿Sí? Bien. Excelente. And these are in no particular order. Some of these are, greetings. Some are farewells. Some you might use in the morning. Some might use in the evening. They're in no particular order. So this next one, buenos dias. Hola was just basic hello. Buenos dias. If you had me first block, periodo uno, you would notice when you walk in the door, I would tell you buenos dias. That should be a fairly good hint that buenos dias is going to be good morning. So that would be a saludo, a greeting. ¿Sí? Muy bien. Now, many of you probably noticed that when you leave class, I say things like hasta luego, hasta mañana, ¿sí? Hasta pronto, posiblemente, ¿sí? If I say these to you when you're leaving my classroom, there's a pretty good chance would you put them underneath a saludo? Would that be a greeting or would that be a despedida, a farewell? Bien. Hasta luego happens to be a way of saying goodbye, a farewell. Now, obviously the most common farewell in the Spanish language, adios, and that's a Dora one, right? Dora might say in a typical Dora episode, hola, hello, y adios. Do you know what adios means? Muy bien. Adios is just a standard goodbye. And then there are, other ways that would be different ways of expressing that goodbye. So adios is actually a very formal goodbye. Hasta luego. Hasta luego is kind of like saying see you later. The word hasta itself actually means until. So when you put this together, hasta luego, until later. Relatively formal, okay? And it's basically in English like saying, see you later. See? So we have see you later and then just a standard goodbye. Okay, próximo, ¿qué tal? Since there are question marks here, we know it's a question. So if it's a question, chances are that's going to be like a greeting. You might ask somebody, ¿qué tal? I love ¿qué tal? Before I do ¿qué tal, though, I'm going to also add ¿cómo estás? And ¿qué pasa? Because these are all questions. They're all used as greetings. Obviously, we know ¿cómo estás? From one of our 5 basic questions. Sí, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Okay. And what I'll tell you is that ¿qué tal? Can mean the same as ¿cómo estás? Perhaps a little bit less formal. ¿Qué tal? I would say ¿qué tal? Means something like, how's it going? Okay, if somebody asks you, ¿qué tal? It's like they're asking, how's it going? And you can say, bien, mal, más o menos, ¿qué tal? Bien, ¿qué tal? Más o menos, ¿sí? It can mean, how's it going? It can also mean, how are you? There really is no direct translation for ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal? Can also just mean hola. So if somebody says ¿qué tal? To you, you could reply, hola, ¿qué tal? So you walk into class and I say, Nico, ¿qué tal, Nico? You could say, hola, ¿qué tal? So it's just like, hey, Nico, and you're like, oh, hey. Sí, but it could also mean, ¿cómo estás? Hola, Nico, ¿qué tal? Hola, profe, bien. It's going okay. I'm doing fine. See? So there's really no direct translation of ¿qué tal? Unlike ¿cómo estás? We know is literally how are you? And you would say, estoy bien, estoy mal, más o menos, ¿sí? And then I have this one, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? Amigo, ¿qué pasa? This is like, what's up? What's up? ¿Qué pasa? Somebody says, ¿qué pasa? You're like, man, no mucho, not much, ¿sí? ¿Qué pasa? Nada, nothing. No mucho, nada. Aquí. ¿Qué pasa? Oh, aquí, just here chilling. Aquí pasándolo bien, ¿sí? Excelente. So these are all greetings. The greeting that we haven't done yet here, I'm going to add it next, okay? Buenas tardes. I'm going to tell you that buenas tardes is a greeting, and I'm going to make you guess what it means. We said that buenos dias you use in the morning. Buenos dias technically means good day. Okay, you use it in the morning. Good day or good morning. So what is buenas tardes? Buenas tardes is not good morning. Any guess? Una pista, a hint. Dices buenas tardes a la 1 de la tarde, a las 2 de la tarde, a las 3 de la tarde, 4 de la tarde. Buenas tardes, ¿cómo está? ¿Sí? Can you guess what is buenas tardes? Muy bien. Buenas tardes is not good morning, it would be good afternoon. And as I said, a la una, a las dos, a las tres, a las cuatro de la tarde, see? You would say good afternoon, 1 o'clock through 4, 5, 6 o'clock. How I like to say this is kind of depends on daylight savings time, right? When do you cut off the good afternoon and start telling people good evening? Does it depend if it's dark out? If it's, winter time, you might tell somebody good evening at about 6 o'clock. But if it's middle of summer and still light out, you might still say good afternoon at 6 o'clock. Well, here's the good thing about Spanish. Buenas tardes means good afternoon and good evening. Okay? There is no differentiation between afternoon and evening until you get into later evening hours. Then you start to say buenas noches would be like a good evening in like later evening hours, like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So I see you like at Hugo's, which closes at midnight. I have to run in, grab something. You happen to be working. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's 10 p.m. You're working. How do I greet you? Hola, buenas noches. Hey, good evening, like late evening. Okay, so buenas noches can be a greeting, saludo. But as you maybe guess, it could also be a farewell. Buenas noches could also mean not good morning, not good afternoon, but a farewell, meaning good night. So you could use it as a farewell. Buenas noches, hasta mañana. See? So what I'm going to do with buenas noches is I'm just going to leave it here in the center. Okay? Buenas noches is going to be left in the center. See? Excelente. So what we have left are these farewells. Hasta pronto, hasta mañana, y nos vemos. See? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave all of the hastas together. See? So we said adios, goodbye. We said nos vemos is a real... Oh no, we haven't done that yet. Okay. We've done adios, a real formal goodbye, and we've done hasta luego, a relatively formal see you later or until later. So what we have to notice now is the hasta, meaning until. The hasta is used in some other farewells. Hasta luego, see you later or until later. What is hasta mañana? Give you a hint as always. Hoy es martes. Mañana es miércoles. A ver. Hoy es martes. Mañana es miércoles. See? Mañana. So what is it if I tell somebody hasta mañana, not see you later, but see you... Excelente. See you tomorrow. Muy bien. Muy bien. Hasta luego, see you later. Hasta mañana, see you tomorrow. Y hasta pronto. You can probably figure this one out because pronto is kind of a cognate of an English word, but not a very commonly used English word. The cognate in English is prompt. You want something promptly. You want it quickly. You want it soon. So telling somebody hasta pronto is like saying see you soon. Bien? Adios, goodbye, real formal goodbye. Hasta luego, see you later. Hasta mañana, see you tomorrow. Hasta pronto, see you soon. And then there's just this real informal nos vemos. Nos vemos is like see ya. And I mean, even like a see ya spelled incorrectly in English, that's how informal it is. See ya. Like one of those real informal see ya's, right? That's like a nos vemos. Nos vemos, see ya. I'm not saying that nos vemos is spelt incorrectly right there. It's spelt correctly, but it's just a real informal, not a formal adios, not a formal hasta luego, but a real casual nos vemos, see ya. Bien? So these are some ways of saying hello and goodbye. Saludos y despedidas. Por favor, en el cuaderno, sí, en el cuaderno. Yesterday, you finished Tarea Uno with the 5 basic questions, 5 preguntas abiertas, sí? What I'd like for you to do today now is start Tarea Dos. Okay? You can decide if you go on to the next page. If you go on to the next page, it's fine, but remember, be sure to use the front and the back of each page. So this is Tarea Dos. Tarea number 2. Tarea dos. Assignment number 2 en el cuaderno. In your cuaderno, your little note-taking binder. See? So go ahead, take that out. And I would like for you to title this Saludos y Despedidas and make a little chart here of what are the Saludos y Despedidas. See? So as you are setting this up, I can just remind you. Saludos, hola. Hello. Buenos dias, good morning. Buenas tardes, good afternoon. Or good evening. And then remember, buenas noches in the center is can be good evening, can be good night. It's kind of a greeting and a farewell. ¿Cómo estás? We remember one of our 5 questions. How are you? ¿Qué pasa? What's up? ¿Qué pasa? ¿Y qué tal? Like a hybrid of hola, ¿cómo estás? And ¿qué pasa? Just like a plain out, how's it going? See? So if you want to jot what these mean in English, you can, but it's not required. I would like you to know what they mean, and we'll practice them here when we're done writing them down today. See? Y ahora, despedidas, ways of saying goodbye. Adios, the most formal goodbye. Hasta mañana, see you tomorrow. Hasta luego, see you later. Hasta pronto, see you soon, promptly. Nos vemos. See ya. And then I forgot. On the last slide, I did not have ciao. Okay? I wonder if a Spaniard would argue an Italian for ciao. Like, what are the true origins of ciao? Of course, in Italian, it's spelled ciao. That's how you spell ciao in Italian. And in Italian, ciao means hello and goodbye. In Spanish, ciao is spelt like this, ciao. And it does not mean hello. It only means goodbye. And I'm not 100% certain of the origins of the word. I do know ciao is very common in the southern cone of South America, Chile, Argentina, Uruguay. And when you think about it, that part of the Spanish-speaking world has a very large population of Italian immigrants from many, many years ago. So did they bring that expression with them, or has that always been part of the Spanish language? Might be interesting for you to look into that. But anyhow, you can include ciao as a despedida if you'd like. See? Bien. So as you are making this tarea de cuaderno, you can pause this if you need more time. Ahora, bien. Hey Siri, text baby. Yes.
Your message to... Okay, it's sent.
Bien, compañeros. Próximo, next thing that you're going to notice is Bien, compañeros. Now that you have finished jotting down in your cuadernos, tarea número 2, saludos y despedidas, we are going to practice these, okay? And we're going to practice them with an assignment in EMC Passport. This is linked today to Google Classroom as well, okay? I believe there are 4 students who are having difficulties with EMC Passport, okay? If that's you, stick around when I'm done explaining this, and I'm going to show you what my response was from EMC. You were maybe contacted by EMC via email. If you've been communicating with them, I hope that you got the issue figured out. But if you did not get the issue figured out, stick around after this video, and I am going to show you the tip that they gave me so that you can figure out what's going wrong with your EMC account. But since the majority of the students are able to get in and it's functioning properly for them, I'm going to first explain the assignment. So when you log into EMC from Google Classroom, the assignment today is going to be, it's called Saludos y Despedidas. It's a listening activity. Yeah. And basically, it's going to look like this. The instructions here. What's the best way to do this? I usually like to move this out of the way and show you kind of what the assignment looks like, and then we'll open it up and do a couple together. But Saludos y Despedidas. So you're going to hear several people as they enter a classroom and leave the classroom. And listen to what they say. This is good ear training. If what they say is a greeting, saludo, mark saludo. But if what they say is a farewell, is a goodbye, a despedida, then put a check next to despedida. Okay, so let's do the first 2 together, and then you'll do up to number 7 on your own.
Unidad 1. Lección B. 1. Saludos y despedidas. You will hear several people as they enter and leave the classroom. Put a check next to saludo if the person is saying hello. If he or she is saying goodbye, put a check next to despedida.
Bien.
1. Buenas tardes, Raúl.
Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes, Raúl. Buenas tardes. Raúl is the name of a person. So, buenas tardes, Raúl. Did this speaker say a greeting, saludo, or a farewell, despedida? Buenas tardes, Raúl. Bien. What you heard was a saludo. So for number 1, go ahead and mark saludo. You could actually see right here what my response was. So maybe you knew what the correct one was because you saw what I had marked. Now, I'm not going to scroll down, so you can't see what I have for numero dos. So I'd like you to do numero dos by yourself, and then we'll go over it.
Dos. Hasta luego.
Bien. Número 2, simplemente hasta luego. Hasta luego. So on number 2, did they say a greeting or a farewell? Hasta luego. Bien. Hopefully for número 2, you put despedida, farewell. See, número 2, Despedida, hasta luego is like see you later, right? Bien. So you can do numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, y 7 by yourselves, okay? And remember, you get 2 attempts. So when you submit it, if you didn't get a perfect score, you might as well try it again. Yeah. And since today is sort of an early dismissal day, this may very well take you until the end of the block. If it doesn't, you could study your cuaderno. You could go over your pink numbers guide. You could do more Duolingo, or explore around on EMC Passport a little bit more. There is a lot of stuff to explore in EMC Passport, some really cool resources. When I'm back in person one day, we're going to have like a half class day where we explore EMC Passport together. But in the meantime, you're welcome to explore it on your own as well. Okay. Now, I am putting a link in Google Classroom for anybody who is having trouble with this EMC Passport thing. Okay. I'm linking this. So the guy got back to me. And he said, okay, I logged in, I can see who's having problems. I'm going to reach out to them. So I'm hoping that if you are having problems with EMC Passport, they have reached out to you via email. It would be from an email from Carnegie Learning, okay? And I'm going to put this in Google Classroom. They want you to clear your browser cache from Google Chrome, okay? So it's basically following these steps right here. And then I think at the very end, they want you to restart your computer. So if you're using Safari, you could do it there, but I'd like everybody to obviously use Chrome because I use Google Classroom a lot. So Google likes Google. So you should only need to get to the top of the 3rd page of this. And I'm hoping, again, fingers crossed, ojalá, that this works for you, okay? If it doesn't work, you could reach out to them via customer service, or you could email me and say, Profe, it's still not working. And I'll do my best to kind of work with you to try to figure it out together when I'm back, okay? Gracias, compañeros. Hasta mañana.